the Niners had practice. Trey Lance was really good. Maybe I blew last week's practice out of proportion. It was just one practice. He may have been improving since then. He looked good today. So maybe I can tell you what I saw. I don't think you're going to be surprised, though. I mean, you called this last week. You're like, just wait. And what I wanted to say last week was like, it was just day one. He seemed overamped, and he was missing a high, which is classic. I'm a little nervous. Today, he didn't miss high as much, and I think he just took a little off. On the 15-yard throws where he wants to show that he has his gun, just throw it 90%. You still have a gun. Instead of throwing 98, throw 92. And he did that today. And all the other things that he does so well could show. Throwing on the run, rolling left, throwing with the guy in his face, throwing deep. It was like, okay. And he really, really does have a cannon. So, he might be ready quicker than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it, right? Like I said, we were talking about an OTA, and I kept saying June, and you reminded me it wasn't even June yet.
Yeah.
Like, let's take a step back for a second. Kid could be nervous. Now, I don't disagree that he still does have that flaw, especially going left to right.
Yes.
And so that's going to be an issue. And I'm going to talk with his QB coach again tomorrow. He's going to be on the show. Okay. So I'm going to ask him about that. I'm very curious to see what his answer is to it, because the first time that I asked him about it, he kind of brushed it off. So it's still a thing. It's got to be addressed. So I'm curious to see what he says. But with that said, there's so many things that Lance brings to the table. And it's the things that Jimmy can't do. It's the things that Mac Jones can't do. Mm-hmm. And this is the reason why he was drafted. He's smart. He's articulate. He gets a hold of an offense. He's mobile. He's strong. He's fast. He's got a big arm. Like, all those things matter. But at the same time, from the shoulders up, that's where it matters most. And you just saw it, right? A week ago, he couldn't make these throws. And now he's calmed down a little bit. He's probably looked at the film. He's taken it to heart. He's practiced these things.
Yes.
He's getting more ready to go. Week one. I'm keeping it out there. Week one, he will be the starter.
Well, I got a bottle of wine riding on that. That's I like that. I like the way that sounds. I mean, I think he was nervous last week. Yeah. That's the only thing I could think. 21-year-old kid, first practice in front of the media with the whole team. He's trying to impress. He's throwing too hard. I was really impressed with his arm strength today. Even him taking a little bit off when he fires the ball over the middle, it's like, ooh, wow. I mean, even Rosen doesn't have that kind of juice. Jimmy certainly doesn't have kind of juice. It's Kaepernick-esque. And he doesn't have the long windup that Kaepernick had. Now, it's not the Jimmy quick release, but it reminds me of Kyler's release. It's a little bit of a dip, but it's pretty fluid and quick enough. Yeah. Is that a fair comp? I mean, he's 8 feet taller than Kyler Murray, but there's similarities.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. Trey Lance, to me, was the hardest player to comp out of this draft. It's the reason that I liked Herbert so much. It's the reason that I liked Allen so much. I couldn't comp those players. And Trey Lance, I couldn't comp. There's guys that I could say, well, he's similar to this player when he does these things, or he's similar to this player when he does these things. It's impossible to comp the kid, and that's why I'm so excited, because he is unique. He is different. You're right. I mean, I'm sure, I wish I could see it in person, but it's what Sean McAvoy said over and over. I wish that we could see all of these players in the draft next to each other. Let's see one throw and the next and the next. And when we get to Lance, you're going to see it's different coming off of his hands, and it should be different. And I'm glad that you're seeing it differently, because boy can spin it.
Yeah. And he's going to really win over the team quickly if he keeps doing this, because if he's proficient in 7-on-7s and can put the ball where he wants, there's so many things that he can do that Jimmy can't. And it's obvious he can do it every day. So he just needs to not embarrass himself in 7-on-7s. And, he just has to show that he can throw strikes most of the time. And today he did. If he can do that, then there's so many things he can do.
Yeah.
There's so many moments where you're like, wow. So Jimmy's in trouble right now.
Do you see the difference when he's off platform? Do you see just how good he throws off platform? Because to me, that's what stood out most when I watched him play. A lot of people oohed and awed over Zach Wilson. I thought it was Trey Lance actually that kept his arm strength the best off platform, could make many throws. Now, Zach Wilson had the arm angles that Lance doesn't, but when he's on the move, the accuracy, the arm strength, I feel like all those things are intangibles that really set him apart.
Also, he has a stronger arm than Zach Wilson.
Yeah. Oh, way stronger.
He's got a much more powerful arm than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson has a quicker release, but what I like about Trey Lance is his ability. It's like, I just feel like even now, coming from 1AA football, the game is in slow motion for him. in terms of, oh no, I did a play action. I rolled out. My first thing I see is a dude in my face. No panic. Calmly sidestep, calmly fade. Like, I'm way more athletic than you. I'm not tripping. I'm not scared. It's just very few players have that feeling where they feel like they're moving in slow motion. Like, you know what I mean? And he's got that right now. So that's what I like the most about him. When hell breaks loose, when something that isn't planned for happens, he's very calm. He makes decisions like it's happening in slow motion. And he doesn't like just freak out and do what Jimmy did in the Super Bowl, where he's like, I'm going down. Let's throw it up and see what happened. No, you'll never see Trey Lance do that.
You know what's interesting is I saw the video that you posted. I think it was the footwork video of the quarterbacks today.
Yeah.
And right at the very end, it was just kind of funny to me. Jimmy did the same thing. His feet got tangled up and he did the little pirouette that he did against the Cardinals. It's like he actually does practice the pirouette. That's something that he works on. He does this. That's crazy.
So last thing I want to say before we move on. Niners, you learned a lesson here. You want as much media access as possible. If it's 3 days of OTAs, don't just give us one, give us 3. Because the other writers don't want to do 3. I want to do 3. And the thing is, if Lance struggles on day 1 and improves, that's a good story. You want that out there. You don't want Lance isn't ready. You want Lance improves tremendously. So learn from that. Missed opportunity.
It is.
When are these teams going to figure out that they could be streaming these practices and making so much money? Why are they not? Sorry. There aren't that many secrets, guys. The NFL should mandate it. It's more revenue for the whole league.